Okay, hello everybody who is dropping in or and joining us live. Tonight we have a panel of business partners and we are going to talk about mental health and uh, well-being. So we are here tonight. My name is Tina, if you don't know me yet, and I am a mother of four. I am a wife. I've been a teacher for over 20 years and I'm an excited digital business owner. And then we will have the other business partners introduce themselves and then we will jump into the topic. So make sure you stay tuned and join us.
I can go.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tay. I am also a business owner and I'm a business coach. I am a mom, a wife, and I run my business full time online. And I'm super excited to share tonight, too. So, thank you for having us here.
Well, I'll go ahead and go next. I'm Nadine Mata, and I'm also a wife, mother, and grandmother. I'm also an online business owner. I continue working my full time job as a community health worker in a medical setting, and I've been doing this online business for a couple of years now. And I'm really excited to be here with all of y'all. Thank you for the invitation.
All right, I will go next. Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa. I am also a digital business owner here. I'm also a medical billing specialist as a profession in my day job, and I've been in the field for in the business for a little bit over a year.
Hi everyone, I'm Linda. I am a business owner. I'm a wife, a mom of six, and my profession I work in the healthcare field in the corporate world. Glad to be here.
Okay, thank you, ladies. And I think part of the biggest thing too is why this is such an important topic is really finding that balance between being a professional in a full-time job and still being able to fulfill our roles as mother and wife. And then on top of that, being able to manage our digital business. So that's why mental health is just so important and just our whole health well-being, right? So how is it that we manage this? And those of you who are joining in, it is very important, even if you are not a digital business owner right now, you can, there's certain things that you have to do just to keep yourself healthy mentally and physically, right? So a question, asking the panelists is, how do we manage mental health and well-being as a digital business owner? Okay, and those of you who are watching, you can definitely type in the comments too how you manage your mental health and well-being as well. Okay, we can start with Marissa.
Hello, everyone. Sorry if you guys are hearing little extra noises. But you know what? Let's go ahead and jump right into the question. Thank you, Tina, for presenting this wonderful topics for us to discuss tonight. Um, hey, I need you to be quiet, please. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, ladies.
That's okay.
Are you stuck? Are you stuck? We might have an extra guest. Sorry, guys.
I'll pick them up. I'll pick her up.
She's very clingy tonight. So,
That's okay.
but thank you, Tina, for the wonderful topic tonight. I do think that mental health is very important. It doesn't matter whether you're in the corporate world or you're in the digital business. It's actually very important to always keep like a positive mindset on your goals and help you with decision makings on future goals. So I do think that's very important. And, you kind of want to have this like work life balance in between, work and life. And you want to make sure that you're not overworking yourself, you're not stressing yourself. You're going to find time to run your business, but at the same time, also take time to enjoy the little moments with your families and friends as well. And the most amazing thing about this business is very flexible and very portable. So it's like tonight we're on here live, but I'm with my little one as well. Versus if I were to work like a regular corporate business, I don't think I will be allowed to bring our a little extra guest with us.
And
But
just with your little baby niece there, it's just so important to that we have such a that we can maintain our mental health, because we are helping our little humans as well.
Mhm.
And so we have to keep ourselves positive and healthy so that we can um, create a healthy life for these little ones too. Thank you for sharing, Marissa.
You're welcome. Sorry, ladies. This
That's
little one is super clingy.
Don't apologize. We're enjoying her.
No
yeah.
problem.
Okay. Any of you ladies want to go next?
I would like to share. I know that for me as a busy working mom, it's really easy, right, to just get caught up in work. But taking care of ourselves is just as important as growing our business. I used to feel super guilty stepping away from work, thinking that I needed to be constantly available. But then I realized that being burnt out doesn't serve anyone, not me, not my family, or my business. And so, I have created, daily wellness habits, routines that has helped me to stay balanced, and just setting time, for example, just setting work hours aside so that I don't have to feel like I'm always on. Now take breaks frequently, right? Move your body. As and I work from home too, so it's hard to be stuck in a secluded area, and especially in on your chair all day. So with the online business as well. So those are just little daily routine habits that I have been instilled in me. And of course, you want to also hydrate yourself, right? And eat right, because,
Mhm.
that's just the basic, that's super important.
Yes, it is. And I think sometimes too, I will speak for myself, when we're in a rush or we're kind of in between, it's easy to just grab whatever isn't always the healthiest. So just being mindful of what we are feeding our bodies is so important too. Thank you, Linda.
Of course.
Okay. Nadine or Intay?
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. Um, well, I totally agree with Linda. Is being able to um, eat right and be active and so forth. So how do you do that? Um, and and you have 6 children, but I feel like you have that discipline. If you didn't have that discipline or a schedule, it would be very difficult to parent, right? And you're teaching your kids, your girls, and they're already at that age where I'm sure they're helping you as well and so forth. So you're doing a beautiful job, just trying to maintain that, right? And that helps a lot, being organized. And um, so I'm already, in a different stage, right? I'm a grandmother. My 2 sons we raised, and I have 4 granddaughters, but I'm in a different age where my energy, you would think that I would have more time, all the time in the world now to do a lot of things and so forth. But actually, I don't have the energy that I did, or that motivation that you have, because you have the family and that motivates you, right? That keeps you going and so forth. Um, but what I have learned all these years is I know myself physically. I know myself very well. The good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to trying to stay healthy. And it is important to hydrate, right? Drink plenty of water. Sleep, get plenty of sleep, and so forth. And the foods, I know what I should be eating and what I shouldn't, and how foods affect me. For example, sugar is poison for me. Sugar actually can put me in a depressed state. So I've known because of my insulin, it raises my insulin. And so, um, I can harm myself doing that. Do I do that once in a while? Yes. But I've learned, what helps me and what doesn't. And I think that's very important. If you really pay attention to your body, you can figure that out. And yeah, when you have too many carbs, like during the day, if you eat something fatty or carby, and you're at work, I crash. But when I have a nice salad, something light, I feel so much better. So these are important things to pay attention to and take note and try to follow, because yeah, we can figure out what's good for us and what isn't. Um, I think that definitely exercise helps with your mental health, right? And if you suffer with depression, exercise can really help with that. Okay, that can help with anyone, the exercise and so forth. And of course, as women, we're up and down as far as with our hormones and so forth, premenopausal, postmenopausal, and so forth. But exercise, really can help you in so many different ways. But what I would just really encourage is to pay attention to your body and how, what you put in your body, how is that affecting you? So that's one way to maintain good health.
Yeah, and that is absolutely true, because I think even with just thinking of like junk food, right? If you're loading up on junk food, it's just like it's gonna slow you down, and it's not gonna be good for anybody. I know I get crabby. I get crabby after having junk food, and it's kind of like those moments are like, oh gosh, I'm just hungry. I'm gonna eat whatever, and it's not always the best choices. So it does have an effect. It does have an effect afterwards. How about you, Tay?
Me, well, I'll just start by saying, as digital entrepreneurs, we love the freedom that our business gives us and the flexibility, right? So, to be quite honest, if we don't take care of ourselves, we will be overwhelmed and our health will decline. And the flexibility of not having to clock out, clock in, no set schedule, and even sometimes it feels like you're doing it all alone because you're working from home, right? And we're working digitally. And if we don't pay attention to our mental health, and you guys covered a lot, right? The what we eat, what we do, how we move, and stuff. But for me, our biggest struggle is overworking, right? Because when we're so passionate about what we do, we can go on for hours, even the whole day, if we don't pay attention to what we're doing and be like mindful of how long we're sitting. We just keep going nonstop, like the Energizer bunny, right? And then there's, like I said, the isolation part of it. But it's really important that we put together or figure out a support system. And I'm kind of starting because I'm a little bit tired today, but forgive me. But this is part of it. Sleep is a really important part too, because if you don't sleep, you can't really function too. But I think I want to lay out some of the things that are very important that I've learned along the way. It's to set boundaries too, because knowing how to set boundaries is very healthy too. And you have to have a clear start time and a clear stop time of when you're going to take breaks too, just like when you're working. And it's not easy, but if you keep trying, you will eventually get into the habit of it. And I also learned, like you guys talked about self-care, right? Because if we don't learn how to take breaks, like how at work we're kind of forced to take the 10-minute or 15-minute break. Some people just work right through it, even at the corporate world. But we still have to take breaks. We have to learn how to take small breaks too, and move. Because if you sit all day, I don't know, I've gotten swollen legs before. Okay, so this is a great topic to cover because we're doing what we love, but we still have to take care and be mindful of our health too. And you don't want those swollen legs because you sat all day. You need to stretch, you need to walk around. And even if it's just like around the house, right? I sometimes walk around the kitchen and then into the living room, and then my little guy, four-legged guy, just follows me around thinking I'm going to play with him. So it kind of helps, like, oh, he gets exercise too, because if I'm sitting here all day, he's going to be laying there sleeping all day too. So it's just moving, because our energy is our greatest asset. And if we don't have energy, we can't focus. And learning how to manage stress and overwhelming, right, work with a lot of things to do and stuff, our to-do lists. I sometimes journal, but sometimes it doesn't work for me. But most of the days I just meditate, right? I do like a 5-minute or a 10-minute, just like breathing exercise, so that you don't get overwhelmed. And that's how you can learn and refocus to prioritize your tasks or your to-do, so that you can get things done. And again, it wasn't easy at the beginning. It was pretty hard to like stick to that routine of like doing these things. But this is what I found that helped me, kind of like the strategies that kind of helped me get through my day and to kind of stay healthy. Okay, because sometimes we eat junk food. I heard some, I think, was it Nadine? Tina, you talked about eating junk food. Yes, if you're not mindful of what you're eating, because you can just easily walk to the fridge and grab something, right? And just eat without even knowing, because you're just working and eating. And so having to be very mindful of what we do throughout the day too, and staying connected to our community also, that's very important. And the best part in our business is that we have a global community to stay connected with, because with the isolation of working from home, if you're not connecting with anybody and you're home all day, you talk to yourself all day, it's not very healthy either. But the best part is we get a whole community from around the globe to stay connected with. And that's one of the things that I love the most too, because I'll tell you guys, my family always asks, don't you feel lonely living out there? And I'm like, no, because I talk to people all day long. I talk to my business partners all day long. And so an important part is having a strong support system makes all of the difference when you work from home. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that.
Yeah, and I think it's great too. I know some other business coaches they're offering like the morning routine through Zoom, and everyone is in their space, and it's just a collective energy, collective space for everyone to just really focus on their routines. And I know lately they just started one for the evening. So for me, it's like around the time that I start winding down with my kids, so it's perfect. And this community has just so many resources and support as well. And I think that, a lot of us, we see each other frequently, and, we always, you know, check in on each other and just kind of, send messages. And that's part of the mental health too, because it can be very lonely in a sense, because we are isolated, like you said, Coach Say. And I just wanted to add too, because you had brought up something that made me think about, the flexibility and freedom with our business, that our health really is wealth. Because I know there have been times when I am laying in bed and I'm not well, and I'm like, the only thing I can think about is I'm going to go running when I get better. So, it's like, if we don't have our health, it's like, it doesn't matter. We are millionaires, we can't even enjoy it. And we're not going to be able to spend that money, able to and I think one of the things that I love doing is going to coffee shops. And I love to just kind of get out of the house and go to coffee shops. And every time I go, I buy a drink. think, kind of piggybacking on what Nadine said, I was like, started realizing how much, not that I didn't know it before, okay, but I was just more like, oh gosh, there's so much sugar and I'm drinking, especially I just said, okay,
Did we lose her?
I don't know.
different place
I
to
think
go.
you froze.
I think Tina's kind of cutting in and out, Tina.
Yeah, I think it's loading.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you now.
you.
Uh-huh. I think
I
you're
wanted to go ahead and add on to what
The last point I
Tina-
wanted to make also was, we, being that we have little ones looking up to us and the ones that we have to take care of, it's just really, really modeling that healthy lifestyle for our kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews to see too. So it is really just important to be that role model and then also be able to take care of ourselves so that we can enjoy them in our older age as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I just wanted to also add on that, one of the big and the best things about this digital business is the community. And you both already mentioned that, right? I absolutely just love that I'm surrounded by other moms and entrepreneurs who really understands the journey. Just having that support makes a huge difference. And, it is a big reason why I'm able to just continue to stay motivated and, take care of myself along the way. And, just managing mental health as a digital business owner. But yeah, I just wanted to share that and let you ladies know that I'm going to hop off now. I'm on a date night. So, thank you so much for allowing me to be here and hop on and just share some insights.
That's the best part about this business is portable, so you can do it quickly before you go on your date.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ladies. Have a
Well,
great
have
night.
Thank you.
fun.
Have a great night. Thank you, Linda, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, there you have it. But I just want to add that, our business or whatever we do in life will only grow as much as we do. And when we take care of ourselves, our mind, our well-being, our physical well-beings, then we make better decisions and we work more effectively, actually. And we actually enjoy the journey of running our business and doing what we love instead of burning out. Because if we're already burning out I'm only speaking from experience, we're burning out from working in the corporate world, and we're burning out as a business owner, then it's not the corporate world, it's the person, right? You're just not learning how to prioritize your time, yourself, and your self-care, and your taking care of your health and well-being. So I just want to add that burnout can happen anywhere. You just have to be mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing things and taking care of yourself so that you can grow and your business can grow.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think one thing that I've noticed that I'm doing more too is like going out with the kids. And so like this digital business is not separate from my family, that I can go out with my family, enjoy time with them. And I'm like making content, right? I'm sharing that with the world. And so that's what I absolutely love about this digital business and being able to include my family in it in times like that. And it's not just like, okay, I am working on my digital business and you guys can't talk to me for, 3 hours, So it's like going out and enjoying going to the park and being able to just go places together. And that is also the freedom and flexibility with this digital business as well.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And honestly, we'd love to hear what you guys do too. Anything to protect your mental health or your physical health while you're running a business, or even while you're still working in the corporate world, right? Because like Tina said earlier, Tina, you said when you were sick in bed, all you could think about was just go running when you feel better, right? So why why do we do that? Why don't we take care of ourselves before it gets to that point, right? I'm guilty of
Yes.
that. I'm guilty of that. Like, I do think like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just feel better so I can just go and like move or do this or go for a walk. I'll take care of myself when I feel better. And then you fall right back off the wagon, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think for me too, I've noticed that it's kind of like that mom guilt, that guilt, right? Because I know for a while I was consistently going to yoga, and then life got busy. The kids had different schedules. And the first thing that I dropped off was yoga. And then I started stressing out. I didn't realize it at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. Why am I so stressed out? And then I realized, oh, because I'm not doing anything for myself. I'm not, exercising and moving my body. So that's when I realized, okay, this, I see the big connection here. I need to take care of myself before I can offer anyone anything. So I think it's just a reminder too that any moms, any parents, anyone, really, you really do have to take care of yourself before you can give to others. So
I
that's really
totally agree
important.
with you. That's something that I heard from my grandmother. She would tell me when I first, was married and had my first son, is that she would emphasize that, to take care of myself, to eat right, and so forth. She goes, it is important for you to take care of yourself in order for you to take care of your family, because your family is your priority. And I mean, her whole life, I mean, that was her job, was in the home, taking care of her family's needs. And she did that for years, and that was her life. That was her life. So that always stayed with me. And it's true. Even my other grandmother was the same way. It's about survival. Back then, it was about survival. She had 11 kids, and there was no one to help her. She did it all: the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the everything. And it's just amazing. I mean, just to be able to maintain that pace day in and day out, it's incredible. But it had to do a lot too with the mindset, right? And in her mind, she took pride. She took pride in her family, her home, and so forth, and her love, right? Her love for her family. And today we have that mentality of not only the home that we take on, right, our family and everything that comes with that, but our careers and our business. We want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, where do you find the balance? It's interesting. I think everybody is unique. um, I get to a point where my mind gets burned out after, a long day of, doing a lot of social work. And then I get to the point where I just need to connect with nature outside. I don't have to be necessarily physical. I can work or whatever, but I just love sitting outside, getting fresh air, listening to the birds or watching the birds. I love to do bird watching. But that's important to me, because that was important when growing up, is just being outdoors and with my animals. And so I really connect with that. So and some people are very different. Other women connect with very artistic, right? They do arts and crafts, and or they love to cook or whatever. But I think we all have different niches, right? As far as how we're able to just reconnect with ourselves, because we're not just physical, mental, we're spiritual beings, and it's feeding ourselves, right? And most definitely this community, you get that, you can definitely maintain that motivation just for one another, and that keeps you going. Everyone's success, you get motivated, you're happy that someone is doing it, it's possible, and so forth. And that's what keeps us going. And we feel, okay, they're doing it, I can do it too. And that's wonderful as far as our community. But we're all unique in the way we cope too. And so it's important too, I think, really to pay attention to ourselves, and you know when you need to do something, right? And I think if you can just take uh, 30 minutes, 15 minutes doing something active, whatever it is, whether it's meditation, yoga, stretches, that makes a world of difference, whether it's in the morning, in the evening, and so forth. I used to be very consistent when I had them at home because I had to steal an hour, maybe 3 times out of the week to go do aerobics, cycling, walking. I would take my hour because, I was so busy with them. So I was very consistent and I took my hour to go do something. And I would take that opportunity if I was at the baseball field, I'd walk the track, or I mean,
Mhm.
it was something always. And then just being active with the boys. So I was more active. And then I think as I've aged, I've just taken time for granted,
Mhm.
unfortunately. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that's something that I constantly work at. That
Mhm.
is
Thank
my
you.
challenge.
Yeah.
But in
Sharing.
this world, day and age, it's always go, 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 fast pace. And and it's not that we take time for granted. It's just we just feel like we have to go, go, busy, busy all the time. And there's no time, and we just feel like there's no time to stop and smell the roses anymore. So we forget because the responsibilities grow, right? When your family grows, and then your career and all of that. And I guess you can say we kind of do, but then in a way we don't, because we're not very mindful of that time for ourselves anymore, because we're giving it all to our kids. Just like we go to the store and then we buy things for our kids. We go for ourselves, but then we end up buying it for them and not for ourselves. You guys ever do that? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that you made a really good point about the fresh air. That's the magical air that we breathe, right? Without it, we can't survive. And part of taking care of yourself is also being grateful, having gratitude for everything too. And be grateful that you have a healthy body. So take care of it, because that's the only home that your soul and your spirit has to live in, right? So
Mhm.
when we're mindful of like that's the only home that our soul and our spirit can live in, there's no other home for it, right? Then you start being mindful and taking care of yourself, your mental health, your well-being, your physical health, and what we put in our mouths, and not the junk food. You can eat it. I mean, like, it's a guilty pleasure once in a
It's
while,
a
right?
stress reliever too.
Yeah.
So I tend to eat when yeah. Um, and so that's what I've been doing for the past, I guess, few months. So it's working that out. It takes time. But what's important is that you're accountable, you're aware, and that awareness, and that will help you to modify things, make those changes. But you're accountable to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we have full control of what we decide to do, right? Just like
Just
deciding.
really, I know we were talking a lot.
Oh, you keep breaking out, Tina.
Oh, okay. I was gonna talk, but I think I'm on delay. I think I'm a
Yeah, I
little
think
bit
so.
delayed. That's why I wasn't too. Yeah. But I was just saying it's really important, just not the foods we eat, but then also like the movies we watch, or the information, the sources of information that we are getting, you know, looking at, watching, and listening to, because that really does also affect our mental health. And so just really being able to say, you know what, I'm going to not listen to that, not not going to listen to that kind of advice or whatever opinion that person has, because it can affect your mental health. And so it's just really mindful to be, it's really important to be mindful of things like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know yourself. And I think part of, and you asked me, Tina, one of the questions when you interviewed me, how have I changed? Well, yes, you gain more confidence and you more skills and so forth. You learn so much with this business. But I think what is very important is know who you are and knowing what your values are, right? Those values and what's important to you. So when someone is talking about something that's just not jiving with you, you can discern and say, okay, that's their opinion, but my values are different, and that's okay. And so I think that is important, and not waver. We can definitely grow, change our minds perhaps, and go in a different direction, but it is important to hold on to those values that you have, and those beliefs. That's what makes you, and not waver, you know, and set those boundaries. So there's so much information, like you said, Tina, out there. There's a lot of information. Waking up and hearing, do I listen to the news? Yeah, I do, but it's not an all day thing. I might wake up just to see how the weather is, and the fires around here, whatever, a little bit. But for me to just listen for hours on end, or no, it can be very depressing, and it just very repetitive and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Yeah.
think that's very good mental health either.
And yeah, and I think that's why it's so important that we, as business owners, we and business partners, we just stay connected. I feel like I don't have any other social resource and network out there. I'm like, I'm just my friends are all online in Minnesota and across the world, right? So that's the great thing too. Like with this digital business, we have our mentors and we have coaches and we have our sidelines, other business partners. And so we're connecting with everyone. And it is just really positive, in the sense where, when we are interacting with different people, we are getting that positive energy from them too. And so it really, I think everyone's really positive. I don't think I've met a business partner who is just like negative and really, and you could tell right away, you could feel their energy. And so part of that is just being able to surround yourself with such positive and, business-minded, like-minded individuals. And you will definitely find that here in the digital business world. Okay. So no matter where you're at or what you're doing, really take a look at your mental and physical health and your well-being, and just take care of yourself, and really take that time to listen to your body and to feed yourself and your mind just positive things and healthy things. And so I just wanted to, before we leave, I just wanted to ask if you ladies had anything else to add before we jump off. No? Okay. So,
No, I think we're good.
okay.
I think that everybody knows themselves better than anyone. Okay. You know yourselves. And I think that we all are different in the way that we cope and that we do things. Our lives are similar. Most definitely we can relate with one another and feel very connected. But in reality, our lives are different, right? Because our families, our partners, just are different. Um, and I think it is important to be able to, are you going to have balance all the time? No. Uh, it's the challenge. And the way you approach your challenges is with being optimistic and positive. Are we going to be positive? That's what we're always working and developing, is to maintain that we're going to get through this, and not to
Mhm.
see something that is challenging as a negative, right? And
Mhm.
that's what you're stating, Tina, is to maintain that positivity.
Mhm.
Is everything easy? No, life is not easy. So those challenges is what if we can definitely overcome and be able to conquer, our challenges every day. That's what makes us really proud of ourselves and motivates us to keep going. And so the more that you're able to handle, more is given to you. Okay.
Yes.
So you've heard that old saying, I guess, and it's in every culture, right? So if you're not able to handle things, you're not going to be given bigger things in life, bigger opportunities. So the bigger, the more they get more challenging. But you certainly can develop that to be able to take on those challenges.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for joining tonight. And those of you who are watching this far, thank you very much. This is a reminder for you just to take care of your mental health. And we are in this community to support each other. And so when you are ready to join the digital business world with us, this is the kind of support that we have for each other. And we're always checking in on each other. We see each other at the Zooms and meetings. And so it's kind of like, even though we are in our own little separate worlds, we are still connected and we are still supporting each other. And if any of our stories resonate with you, always feel free to reach out to us and get started on your digital business today. We have a great community, and more than anything, take care of yourself, and your wealth is your health. Okay, no, your health is your wealth.
Well,
So that is the most important, because if you have all the money in the world and you can't spend it, you can't enjoy your family, then there's no point in it at all. So please just take care of yourself, and we will all see you all again soon. Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.